You will drown in eternal night.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and to another Mortal Kombat mobile video. Just as you guys requested, we will do the top 10 worst diamonds in MK Mobile, and we're jumping right into it. Let's go!
The Terminator.
Coming in at number 10 is Dark Fate Terminator, and probably a lot of you will immediately disagree, but I stand firm on my opinion. And to me, the biggest reason why is the endoskeleton mode. While he is still in skin mode, he's pretty good, especially with the cripple and the unblockable special 2, even though he pushes the opponent back with his tag-in attack and therefore often misses his special 2 attack, at least if you try to execute it right after the tag-in. But in endoskeleton mode, he is not able to tag out, he is just slow, he has no special attacks, it is super boring, and I really hate the moment each time he transcends into that tin can mode. I absolutely hate it. If we could at least tag out to have him like as a backup, that would be a different thing, but as it is now, no thanks.
Scarlet.
MK11 Scarlet makes the number 9 on my list. She is the worst MK11 character that we have so far. There is really not anything special to her. To properly make use of her passive, other MK11 teammates have to jump through several hoops to make that happen. And aside from the gorgeous looking blood rain effect, there is really not that much amazing about Scarlet. And I still remember how excited I was as in general they announced that Scarlet will be part of MK11. I was absolutely hyped for that character, hoping that she would come to MK Mobile as well. But then I saw her design, and my favorite design will always be Scarlet in her MK9 version. This thing, I don't know who that is.
Devorah.
Coming in at number 8 is a character that probably many of you actually deem the worst diamond card ever. I have to disagree a little bit here. I actually find Reg Devorah not to be that bad. Of course, compared to other diamond cards, she is not really that great. But her unblockable special 1, including the poison, and also the poison effect that she applies to the entire opponent team every time she knocks out an opponent, is pretty useful. I like the snare on her special 2. But of course, if I compare that to other diamond cards, let's say like Ravenous Melina or Strikeforce Scorpion, Strikeforce Johnny Cage, you name it, the good ones, then of course Reg Devorah belongs on the list of the worst diamonds that we have in MK Mobile right now. And on top, her design is also quite weird and not really appealing to me at all.
Shao Kahn.
Now this one might come as a big surprise to you, but I am absolutely not a fan of the gameplay of Conqueror Shao Kahn. I find him super slow. He is basically just spending his time in my collection by doing quests all the time, since I am basically not using him at all. Of course, he has also some positive aspects, and that is mainly the stun on special 1, which is a pretty useful effect. And absolutely, of course, the unblockable special 2 that even goes that far to end into the first brutality that we ever had for MK Mobile, even though it doesn't say it explicitly, but that taken out of a character once they have reached a certain level of health. And that is pretty amazing, and I give him that. But if you strip him of all power boosting gear or block breakers, he is very, very helpless.
Takeda.
Coming in at number 6 is Ronin Takeda, and that's basically not by the attacks or the damage that he deals, because that is quite solid. I have this major issue with this lightsaber stuff. I absolutely hate this, especially when thinking of a Ronin variation. Basically, the middle-age style would be more suitable here. Speaking of katanas or shuriken or other several weapons that were used back in the old times, that would be something that I would imagine to be appropriate for a Ronin variation. But this extreme high-tech thing, if they would have made a high-tech Takeda variation and maybe put him together with high-tech Jackie bricks, then it would make sense. But in terms of a Ronin character, that's an absolute fail to me. Now we reach the halftime, and if you have seen my review for Black Dragon Tremor, then you already know my feelings about him. The thing that I hate the most is that he switches his skins by using his special attacks, which means that you have quite little control over which variation you want to play, and it would make so much more sense to me if we just could use that appropriate skin for the right moment in a fight. And for one, that brings me directly to the point that he is not immune to fire DOT while he is in his lava variation. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? That is absolutely embarrassing. But even if so, then how about imagining MK11 Scorpion tags in, you are in your lava variation, and you would just click that icon again and switch to gold and immediately become immune to the fire DOT. That would be something that you could use in a very strategic way. And for a new diamond card, that would actually be something that hasn't been done before, and it would be so useful if you have fun with strategy gameplay, as already stated. And the way that it is, Tremor is basically just a reskin, and the only good thing is his resistance to debuffs.
Leatherface.
Well, it can get only worse from here, and my number 4 is Leatherface in his Nightmare variation. We only have one Leatherface. He was a gold card before, and as such he was kind of okay, but the main problem he always had was the very slow response when it comes to his basic attacks. There are so many situations where he is not able to react fast enough, either by hitting the opponent with his basics or let alone blocking an incoming attack. Sometimes he just feels like a very, very clumsy fighter because of that slow response. He absolutely needs a block breaker, otherwise he is completely useless. And I'm not a fan of his look either. Love the X-ray though, by the way.
Goro.
Coming in at number 3, so we reached the final 3, the worst 3 diamond cards in MK Mobile, and that's classic Goro on the 3rd position. Of course, the special one is quite cool, especially given that it's unblockable, and at the moment we have this bug where he also has a very fast tag in and tag out generation, if you will. But since this is a bug, it will probably be fixed quite soon, and then you will be back to the point where he starts posing after performing a special one, which leaves him vulnerable for incoming attacks at all times. He is even vulnerable after his special 2 attack, which is not unblockable, and he is very slow on his basics too. At number 2, I have to go with Circle of Shadow Jax. And that one is one that actually pains me a lot because I absolutely love his design. He looks so cool. The problem is really his damage output, and I cannot deny that. No matter how much I like this character, and I actually do play him, and I enjoy playing him, he is never meant to be the big damage dealer, and instead more the one who is absorbing the damage, reflecting damage, especially also if you consider the kind of passive that he has, where he becomes basically invincible for a few seconds and basically can take all kinds of damage, including X-rays. But if you really go for him as a straight fighter, no matter what kind of gear you put on him, he always has way too little damage and therefore deserves the number 2.
Katana.
And here we have it. The worst diamond card in MK Mobile is, in my opinion, Assassin Kitana, another gold character, or at least it was a gold character at some point, that just has been made diamond. To me, she is, even in the assassin team, the weakest link, and my assassin Scarlet is only Fusion 0, and somehow she feels more useful in terms of her passive than everything that Assassin Kitana brings to the table. I don't like how open to attacks she is after performing her special 2 sometimes, especially because she always needs so extremely long to get back to a block modus. I love her design, but if you go here by the victory stance, I hate the fact that she's cross-eyed. But yeah, guys, that is my top 10 worst diamond list. And now, how about you? Who would you consider to be the 10 worst diamonds? Or in which order would you place that? What is your opinion? Who do you hate? Who do you dislike? Who do you basically never play just because it's a chore to use that character? Leave that in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in once again. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. In case you didn't like the video, hit the dislike button twice just to make sure. And if you want to support the channel a little further, please consider joining the Patreon family of KC Mobile Gaming. You can already do that with as little as just $1 a month. And also follow me on social media like Twitter and Facebook. You will find all the necessary information in the description below of every video. If you want to see more content, then why don't you just click on one of those 2 videos here. Thank you for your support. Have a good one. KC over and out for today.